Hello everyone, what's going on? It's Monday, December 17th, and it's time to talk about WWE TLC, a show that had a potential. It had the standard, so to speak. It delivered, had its ups and downs. Watch that in another video. But overall, I believe TLC this year was an enjoyable show. We made it through it, had some good moments, the bad moments, the weird moments. It was a good WWE pay-per-view overall. And now let's discuss it and see what happened and what we have to look forward to next time. What's going on, everyone? Your boy here, Apollo from Down, Down, Up, Up. TLC is the topic of today. The Christmas hat remains on the head. And let's talk about the show. Now, first off, I wasn't sure going into this show whether we would get a kickoff match or not. There wasn't really anything confirmed until the last minute, as far as I know. And what was announced immediately? The Cruiserweight Championship match. Now, here's the thing. I know that may have disappointed a few people right off. Oh, the Cruiserweights are on the kickoff again. Great. I did not get that general feeling this time for a couple of reasons. One, the last Cruiserweight Championship match made it to the main show. That was Murphy defending against Mustafa Ali at Survivor Series. A darn good match that deserved to make the main card. Reason number two, this match wasn't at all that new and exciting. I'll give props to Murphy and Cedric. They can always pull a great one out of the hat, so to speak. But we've seen this match a few times already this year. This match needed a stipulation. It didn't get it. So all in all, I felt like this match was deserving to be on the kickoff. Also, for obvious reasons, the obvious winner. Buddy Murphy retained the Cruiserweight Championship. It was a good back and forth. Like I said, great match. These two always work well together. Cedric even hit his lumbar check again, except this time Murphy did not kick out. He got his foot on the rope. So Cedric, boo-hoo, he gets hit with a knee later on into the Murphy's Law. 1, 2, 3. Murphy wins yet again. He is still the Cruiserweight Champion. I'm looking forward to seeing who is next in line for that title right now. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Moving on, though, to the second match on the kickoff. This was a legitimate surprise. I wasn't sure that this would get it because the Cruiserweight title match was early in the kickoff. They usually wait until 30, 40 minutes-ish into the kickoff before doing the match. No, not this time. Second match on the kickoff was Elias and Bobby Lashley. A bit of a strange choice because this feud has actually had a lot of TV time over the past few months. But the match stipulation was 100% pure garbage. I feel sorry that these men had to do this on this show for obvious reasons. Well, one, it was a guitar ladder match. And here's the thing. WWE actually swerved us if you guys were paying attention. They changed the rules last minute. Originally, this match was supposed to be orchestrated like the Triple H Kevin Nash match from a few years ago at TLC. The item, in their case the sledgehammer, was hung above the ring, and in order to win the match, you did not have to grab the item. The match would still end by pinfall or submission, but whoever grabbed the item would be allowed to use said item. This is the same stipulation that was supposed to be happening with Elias and Lashley. However, they changed the rules last minute. Instead, it was just treated like a regular ladder match. Whoever climbs the ladder and grabs the item, in this case the guitar, is announced the winner. So that was a bit of a downer, but at the same time, it wasn't that long. It wasn't that tedious. It was average at best and even a little bit below at times because in the end this was then a ladder match. It should have been treated better, but Elias did win. He overcame Lashley. He even overcame Rush when Rush was trying to cheat him out of it a couple of times. He grabbed the guitar. He was the winner. Great. But then the obvious happened. He got beat down after the match. Lashley got a spine buster on him. Lio Rush beat him up a little bit. It's very disappointing to see that this feud is not yet over, in my opinion. But it was on the kickoff, so I cannot hate that much. They realized this was trash, and they put it on the kickoff. I'm not going to criticize that decision. Thank you, WWE. Moving on, though, to the main show, and the opener, a bit of a surprise for the opener, but at the same time, a very well executed choice, was the finals of the Mixed Match Challenge. I was thinking to myself the whole time, okay, so we know that there's some kind of trip on the line, but are the 30 spots in the Royal Rumble still up for grabs? They were. This was a legitimate surprise to me. I was thinking throughout the whole time in the week, okay, we are not talking about this anymore. Plans had to be changed, so there's just a trip on the line now. Great, who cares? Oh no, wait a sec. Number 30 spots are still up for grabs. And what did I tell you? After a bit of an not intense back and forth, but it was a good match. I enjoyed it enough. Good comedy between the two teams as well. Even Carmella got a kick in, tried to get one over Fox, but Jinder pulled her off. Bit of a back and forth between Truth and Jinder, but Carmella locks in the code of silence and makes Fox tap for the win. Truth and Carmella win Mixed Match Challenge. They are the champions of it. They get the trip, and they even had a little skit after the match where Truth got to pick the trip, and he picked going to WWE headquarters because, of course, he did. He's silly. And Carmella wasn't too pleased about that. But they are both the number 30 entrants for their respective Royal Rumbles next year. I cannot wait for the comedy. If you guys have not seen my predictions video for TLC, I seriously recommend you go watch it because I have a big theory on what's going to happen. So far, I've correctly predicted this show, so I was really happy about this one. I'm looking forward to the comedy when it comes to that. But moving on to the second match of the night, one that was a bit more concerned over others, it was the triple threat match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. The Bar defending against the New Day and the Usos. Of course this was a good match. Who expected it not to be? These teams always put in 100% every time they step in a ring, and it never disappoints me. I will live literally to the code that if these teams are still feuding by 2060 even, I would not be disappointed as long as they keep putting in the work inside the ring. There's times in WWE where you need a good storyline and good wrestling to work, but then it's just that time you just have the good wrestling and you can't get enough of it. That's how I feel when it comes to these guys. And they, of course, delivered here. Some awesome spots, some really close falls too. Bar trying to steal it by breaking up a splash, trying to pin Woods who got hit by one. Even New Day getting a big chance with Trouble in Paradise and the elbow by Woods. Huge chances in this match, but the ending was pretty creative. After all men have been taken out outside except the legal men, Woods and Sheamus. Woods is going for his, I think, second rope assisted tornado DDT or a flatline or either or, but Sheamus catches him with a bro kick. 1, 2, 3. Match is over. The Bar retain the SmackDown titles. And the funny thing is, I had predicted the Bludgeon Brothers coming back and creating some shenanigans that would allow the Bar to retain. They didn't show up at all, but either way, I still get the benefits of this. The Bar retained the titles. I don't know why a lot of people saw the Bar losing the titles tonight. That would have felt a bit pushed, in my opinion, unless the Bludgeon Brothers came back and then maybe it happened. But I was thinking to myself, nope, Bar not losing the titles. I was right on this. Felt good. Good job, Bar. Moving on to the third match, and this was a bit of a surprise to hear this early. Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman in the TLC match. Wow, this went even before McIntyre and Balor for a bit of an obvious reason, but we'll get to that later. Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, this coming out this early, Corbin coming out, expecting Heath Slater, who was still the referee, to count the 10, award Baron Corbin the match because Strowman didn't show up. I think on like the 8th count, Strowman did show up in a sling, his arm in a sling, and just totally giving us the feeling that, oh, okay, wait a second, he's not wrestling. Who is replacing him? But that's not exactly what happened. Strowman went on the microphone and said that this is TLC, it's no DQ, anyone can help him. So what happens? A bunch of faces from Raw come out with chairs and totally demolish Corbin with chair shots and finishers. Finn Balor showed up, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, Apollo Crews. Slater even took off his referee shirt and beat up Corbin for a bit as well. I think I might be missing one other, but I'm not too sure. Either way, though, it was basically a good feel moment for all the crap that Corbin put everyone through. They demolished him. Strowman didn't even do anything besides pin him with one boot over the chest. So I wouldn't call this a TLC match, but it was a good feel moment match. If anyone feels this was garbage, in the end, if they didn't want to replace Strowman, they didn't have much options. So they did what they did with this. It's over. We'll see what happens to Corbin tonight when it comes to Vince McMahon possibly firing him. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. Hopefully Raw can get better ratings and become a real good show again, but we'll see, right? You never know. Moving on, though, to, I believe, the fourth match of the main card right now. A match I was really surprised how much time it got. I am, of course, referring to Natalya versus Ruby Riott in the tables match. This match was treated fairly. I mean, Natalya put both members of the Riott Squad through tables early on, and Natalya and Ruby basically kept fighting over the Jim Neidhart table time to time, until finally Natalya pulled out a table with a big poster of Ruby Riott put on, and after some more back and forth, Natalya finally put Ruby through that table. Natalya wins. Like I said, WWE booked themselves in a corner here, so after a bit of a longer match than expected, Natalya wins. Maybe she's finally going to get a Raw Women's title match soon. We'll see what happens. There's options. There's options. But Natalya won, kept that one safe. No issues there. Okay, and I'm just trying to think to myself, because we had 12 matches on this show. Yeah, I'm thinking. I believe the next match was Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor. And this one was very strange and unpredictable, honestly. That's how I felt when I came to it. A few people were expecting Finn to come out as the Demon, but when he came out earlier to help Strowman, he wasn't painted at all, so that kind of went out the toilet. Of course he didn't come out as the Demon, because why would he? Good back and forth, although at that point, everyone was aware of Corbin's demise, so there was real no heel heat on Drew or anything right now. It's just Drew versus Balor. It was okay. And then Dolph Ziggler shows up after Drew been trash talking him for a bit, gets a super kick on him when the referee didn't see it, grabs a chair, but then Drew kicks the chair back into Dolph. Drew brings a chair in the ring. Balor gets the exploding drop kick on it and pushes Drew into the corner. And coup de grace, 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor beats Drew McIntyre. I did not see this coming. This felt really pushed. I like that it was Finn, though. That felt really good for him. He definitely needs this. But are they really going to give anything to Finn Balor anytime soon? Although now that we have a new IC champion, and there's a spoiler for you, that's something Finn should concern himself with sooner than later. So, you never know. You never know when it comes down to these things. But Drew loses again. And afterward, Finn was a bit annoyed that Dolph interfered again, and they kind of brawled in the back for a bit. We're going to have Dolph versus Finn tomorrow on Raw. Well, today, technically, on Raw. So, we'll see what happens when it comes to that feud. If it's becoming a new feud. I have honestly no idea. I assume Drew is going to come out again and just demolish both of them. But we'll see what happens. Finn's stealing one from Drew at TLC. Moving on to the next match, finally going back to a SmackDown match, the chairs match between Orton and Mysterio. This was another strange one. They were a bit creative with the chairs. I did enjoy Ray's sliding splash from the apron to the floor with a chair under him to Orton. That was pretty cool. Orton thinking about RKO on some chairs did not work. Just some very nice, simple spots. Ray got a 619 in there too. This was okay. I didn't hate this match. But the finish was a bit of a surprise too, just like the previous match. Orton, again, trying to go for an RKO on chairs. Ray pushes him into the chairs, and then gets a big roll-up on him and pins him. So we basically repeated what we did at Crown Jewel. Rey Mysterio beats Randy Orton, but it's not 100% big finish. This feels like it's not over. I don't like that feeling. I thought this was going to be the climax to it. Either way, though, Rey Mysterio does beat Randy Orton. Another win for your boy. We'll see what happens with him. I thought he was going to get pushed in the U.S. title scene right away, but that doesn't seem like it's going to be happening. I don't think this feud is over yet. We'll see what happens, though. But it was okay. This pay-per-view was okay. No complaints overall to the pay-per-view. But let's move on to the next match. I believe we are down to the last 4 matches, all of them for championship gold. The first one was my gamble. It was the Raw Women's, yeah, was it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, Raw Women's Championship match. Nia Jax taking on Ronda Rousey. In my predictions video, I really put the pressure on Nia because the thing is, they invested so much into her. She's never going to be as big as she is now when it comes to heel heat. And the match was okay. Tamina interfered once just to distract Ronda, but in the end, Ronda just catches on that armbar and Nia taps, and Ronda won again. I know it really would have annoyed people with Nia Jax losing, Nia Jax beating Ronda Rousey. That would have been terrible in a lot of people's heads. But is there really anyone else? Is there really anyone else at this point from Raw? I know we're doing SmackDown things right now, but when it came to Raw, I don't know. I felt like this should have been interference and left a terrible feeling throughout the rest of the night. Only because the Corbin match didn't. He's gone. That's over. But when it came to this feud, we had a lot of potential to get a lot of heat on it, but we didn't. But that's okay. I know a lot of big pushes are still on Ronda right now. We're obviously going to have some huge future plans because she did stuff later in the night, but nobody else came out during this match. Moving on, though, next, the WWE Championship match, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. Well, the new Daniel Bryan, if we're being technical here, right? Because if anyone is not enjoying that gimmick, please tell me why. It's hilarious. Oh, it's so good to see him get some custom control again. It's about time. That's really all I have to say. It's about time to see Daniel Bryan acting like the best Daniel Bryan he can be. So, when it comes to the WWE title match, though, this is another match a lot of people thought deserved a stipulation, as well as Nia Jax Rousey, because that's another rematch. Like I said, the main issue I have with this show is that there wasn't enough good stipulation. That was what was not taken advantage of during the show. Not the wrestling, just the opportunity. But when it comes to this match, this was a good wrestling match. I do not even have to talk about it that much because if you've seen their matches, you know these two put in the work. Awesome spot, good moment, really working on the leg too. And for a split second, I thought Bryan was tapping out to that calf crusher and we were going to have a new champion. But no, interesting ending. If the throw can keep up, of course. AJ countering Bryan into a roll-up, but Bryan just pushes ever so slightly to get the leverage and pin AJ Styles clean to retain the WWE title. That was a legitimate surprise. It seems like Daniel Bryan isn't the cheating boy that everybody thought he was going to be now, because no low blows, no taking advantage of the referee, really. Daniel Bryan just got one over AJ. That was it. It wasn't a big deal for AJ to lose and get angry because he didn't get cheated. Daniel just got him. He got him. Got him. Counter the roll up into the cradle. 1, 2, 3. Daniel Bryan's still the champion. The right call. Big right call there. Wonderful. Moving on to the last two matches, and this is where it started to get a bit crazy. Intercontinental title match. Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose. I could not feel confident picking Ambrose because he had not been wrestling for the past while on TV. He'd been getting in all the offense over Seth, all the mind games. But when they work, they work. I'm a bit surprised, though, how this match began, because this is the same feeling I described to you guys when it came to Gargano versus Black at TakeOver. They should have been ripping at each other, especially Black. It was a great match, but that's not the point. The point was the feud, just like this one. Rollins should have been all over Ambrose from the get-go of this match. And he finally got on it late in the match, but that's when he was starting to lose it. After all the shots, he gets caught from a curb stomp into Dirty Deeds. Delayed pin, but 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose is the new Intercontinental Champion. The same show where he won his first IC title is the same where he won his third. Seth, it's over. It's over. You let your emotions get the better of you. Oh, so sad. But Dean got him. Dean got him. No complaints. I just did not see it happening on the show. But then it happened. Dean Ambrose did it. We'll see what's going to happen with him now. Hopefully, we are going to stop the nonsense when it comes to him being some kind of, germaphobe. I don't know. That doesn't work for me. I hope this gets better. And the finish to this was good. So, let's hope for better things. Now it's time to talk about the last match of the night, though. Because what's commonly said is, for some shows, and SummerSlam 2017 is a big example, the last match can be the saving point. This show had been a cough in the bag at that point. This show had been okay to this point, but just okay, we need to make it better. The TLC. And what was the main event? The main event was the right match to be the main event. It was the triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch defending against Charlotte and Asuka-chan. And it was good. Yeah, it was pretty good. Got some great table spots. Just everyone going crazy with kendo sticks and chairs. Again, with some of the matches on this show, it's just so much better if you just go watch it. It's just so much better if you go watch it. Because when it came to the finish, of course it left people sour. But not the winner. No, not the winner. And when you think about it, long-term plans, too, are going to push things well. Asuka was down. Charlotte and Becky are on one ladder besides another, trying to grab that title, and out comes Ronda Rousey. Oh, man. Nobody interfered during her match, but she felt like she needed to take the action here. So what does she do? She pushes the ladder. Becky and Charlotte fall to the ground. And after a couple of minutes of the crowd going absolutely nuts, Asuka begins to climb. You can feel all the pain and suffering she has gone through from that terrible booking after WrestleMania this year. The streak ended. She had to go through all of this garbage. But finally the opportunity presented itself, and Asuka is SmackDown Women's Champion. Would you believe that the winner of this match, even though it wasn't Becky Lynch, did not tick everybody off? Oh my goodness, man. You felt for Asuka. One of the biggest things in the WWE. But then comes to the main roster for this booking. But just after all of that nonsense, she wins it. It was such a good feel moment, and I really hope she makes it to WrestleMania with that title. I hope she starts another undefeated streak, honestly. As far as Becky and Charlotte go, though, if this doesn't unify them, I don't know what will, because Rousey fired back. And we'll see what happens next time. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate the support. We have made it through another year of WWE. Next time I see you guys, would actually be for NXT TakeOver UK. Which should be January 12th. I think it's the 12th. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, January is going to be pretty exciting for 2019. We got 2 takeovers and the Royal Rumble. Cannot hate that. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for the support. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you guys enjoyed at TLC. Let me know what you're looking forward to this week. What do you think is going to happen on Raw tonight? Vince McMahon coming to shake things up. We get another shake-up, a draft in the future. Let me know. I will see you all in another video. Thank you again for all the support on the channel throughout this year. We have made it through another one, and it's been a fun ride. Let's keep it going. I will see you guys later. Oh, actually, before I go, no, I should probably confirm this. I am not planning to wait until the next year to see you guys on YouTube. I do have another video coming out. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. Hopefully sometime later this week. Maybe Wednesday. We'll see. It could be tomorrow even. But there has been a special request by a certain someone. You know who you are if you're watching this. And I accept. And you will see me in another video later this week. Again, thank you all for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Keep it real.